Roscoe Village is a great place to live, a great neighborhood in Chicago that people absolutely love. You can see how eclectic it is, the restaurants. I love coming here to eat. I'm just taking a couple clients through homes today. The housing in Roscoe Village is predominantly single-family homes, although a lot of condos have been built over the last 20 years. So single families usually range between 1.3 and 1.8 million. They average around 1.4, and there are homes between 800 and 1.3, but there's just not as many. There's also homes above 2 million. You know, right now one just sold for 2.5 million. I have a client that's about to put their home on the market that I sold them about 5 years ago. It's gone up significantly, will probably be around 1.4 million. So there's a lot of activity. Right now, only 2 homes on the market in Roscoe Village that are not under contract. So really not too easy to find a home in Roscoe, and a lot of demand. The whole area is only about 1 mile by 1 mile, a little bit shorter than that. It's not a real big area. And right where I am now, you just walk behind me about half a block, and that's where all the stores, restaurants, bike shops, parade, music, festivals, that's where everything is. So to be right here in this like tight little area is really the preferred area, but any place in Roscoe Village is good. The further you get from this central section by Roscoe Street, it gets a little bit less expensive, a little bit less desirable, but you know, this is one of the top ranked areas in Chicago by niche.com. You know, really a place people love, and so much to do. So it's kind of like the cousin of Wrigleyville, of Lakeview. They're actually doing a whole planned area right now, combining the two areas, Lakeview and Roscoe Village, to kind of make them all work together, have a plan. There's a great community presence in these neighborhoods. People work together to make it a great place to live, and it's really a great process that they're undertaking right now. So you can walk to Wrigley Field, you can walk to the lake. If you run, it's about 1.5 miles to the running path down by the lake. So a lot of great stuff in Roscoe Village. It's just easy to get to the expressway from here compared to being closer by the lake, by Wrigley. So it's a little less stressful, a little more quiet, slightly more neighborhoody on the quiet side, and just a lot to do. I've been selling in Roscoe Village for 30 years, have seen the whole neighborhood explode over that time. Just call, text, email if you want off-market options, if you really want to understand the neighborhood and make sure you don't make any mistakes. Some old homes here still that haven't been knocked down by developers. There's some real small homes like the neighborhood used to have. A few right here across the street. Little ranches behind me that would be very desirable for people to knock down and build new construction. And then you have a lot of the newer homes here that I'm walking by. You know, those are the homes that are selling for that 1.3 to 1.8 typically, and they just kind of line the street, and you know, very desirable to people that want to stay in the city, not go to the suburbs, and have a great community feel. There's a great park close by, but it's kind of on the outskirts of Roscoe Village, and has a pool, baseball fields, has a lot of great things. There's also a park, baseball fields just north of here, and that's a great park too, but there's not a huge park right in the center of the neighborhood. It's more, you know, kind of urban shops, a lot of houses, and a lot of playing on the sidewalks for kids. Competition level for homes here is pretty fierce. I mean, the 2 homes for sale right now are close to $2 million. So homes, when they come on in that 1.3 to 1.8 million range, are pretty darn desirable and typically snatched up pretty quickly. I'll show you, getting close here to Roscoe Street, has some great restaurants, kind of eclectic, and you feel like you're just tucked away, you know, not in the middle of craziness, just a touch more quiet, but you're about half a mile or a mile away from areas that are much busier. So here's Roscoe. A lot of retail, restaurants, all along the street here, and just down the street are some of the schools, and the neighborhood continues for about another half mile before you get into another neighborhood. It's a neighborhood made up of apartments, and many of these older buildings, right behind me here, these are apartment buildings. Not all of them have been converted to condos. Many of them are still apartments, and many of the streets have 2 to 6 unit buildings, apartments, and that have not been converted to condos yet. And there's still, like I said, some older homes here. Like here, obviously no central air, older frame home. This is what the neighborhood was made up of, and has been since it was built, but it's just newer now, a lot of new construction, and just a great vibe in this neighborhood. If you want to buy a condo in this neighborhood, the market again is very strong, just like single families. Most of the 2 bedrooms are between 2 and 3 bedrooms between 4 and 600,000, but there are definitely some luxury condos, some beautiful big units and big buildings that have been built, and they can get between 800 and 1.3 million, just bigger, nicer units that are very common east of here, closer to the lake. So you're gonna see typical street here, newer homes, and just call, text, email if you need any help with Roscoe Village at all.